Don't you have a strategy?
The whole time, but yeah, whatever. So right off the bat, you see that now his base, he's going the Dark Ranger Tavern build, or just Tavern build, and obviously I don't know this right now, but you know, since I'm doing the audio, I can just cheat and say that he's doing this. Right when you see the Dark Ranger, I do, most of the time I switch on my hotkeys a little bit, because you are going to have to run, since there's no Demon Hunter, like you can run your Archmage around a lot, versus, you can chase archers a lot easier, in my opinion, because, you know, Dark Ranger, she doesn't do a lot of damage, and she's ranged, so, I mean, like, you're most of the time not going to lose your hero versus Dark Ranger, or not if they go Dark Ranger. The reason why they're going Dark Ranger is, the reason why Nels go Dark Ranger, they can creep the mercenary camp with AOW, get mercs level 3 really fast, and they can push your expansion. Most of the time you are going to be expanding. If you don't expand, you're going for a rifle caster push. That's even better because skeletons own rifles, and obviously they're going to get pain a second. Even if they don't go Dark Ranger, they're going to go pain a second, so that rapes the rifles too. So it's pretty much all about defending and, you know, having the fight, taking the fight to his base so he's not pushing your expansion, so you can buy time. So right after that, when I see my this is what I do for Dark Ranger most of the time. When I see he's going Tavern build, doesn't have his ultra yet. It's just standing, you see his base. He doesn't have an ultra yet. I don't go for my top green creep. This is what I've been seeing. I've been seeing like a lot of top players do this. I have been doing it actually, like even for Fiends I do this sometimes. It just catch them off guard. You don't go for your green, you don't go for your merc camper off the bat. You just go straight to the gold mine, and then you go right to the other player's base. One, because if he goes Fiends, he's gonna get level 2, and then he's gonna push your expansion. If you're stopping his creeping, he's not gonna push your expansion if you're at his army. So, yeah, when you creep this expansion, you won't have enough wood exactly to make your expansion. But if you just wait there for maybe, I don't know, like 20 seconds or something, not even 20 seconds, I don't even know how long, but trust me, you'll have enough wood if your peasants just wait there for a little bit. And while they're waiting there, you should either put them in gold or make them mine wood or something. Having them wait there is fine too. I built this farm at his creep mercenary camp for 2 reasons. Every time, since on the side of the map there's that water patch right there between the green and the mercenary camp, you can't build an AOW there like you can on the other side. You can build an AOW right on that, like right under it, and it's just like I don't think the creeps can attack it. So a lot of Niles player, they build the tree right where my farm is, so they can uproot it and send it to the gold mine. So as you see, this is fine. You just run your army, you know, attack move. Make your waters attack his archers. Right now he's not focusing on creeping. Obviously, he's defending this off. You know, he's not focusing on my expansion because I'm at his you know, I'm at his side of the map and I'm attacking his archers. I think one thing I should have done is get dust probably. It's still not that big of a deal right off the bat if you go straight to him, because you're gonna be spending a lot of gold on that early expansion. Like this strat, you build your expansion within like, you start building your expansion within the first I don't know, like 2 or 3 minutes or something. So once after you start building expansion, that's when you can buy the dust and stuff. I think that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, and to clear up something again, when I was talking about the beginning of my audio, about my last audio, everyone's saying that like everyone I verse on my audios, like they suck. Like even if you watch like pro games or you're watching like, you know, mediocre like elite games, the person that's losing, they look like they suck. That's most of the time what happens in every game. And I have to tell you, every time when someone says someone sucks, and I end up playing them on Boundnet, or I end up playing them on you know, a GGC match or something, most of the time, like, they're not that good of players. I mean, I'm not gonna say any names, but I mean, I versed maybe like 2 or 3 players that have commented on my audios, and you know, they weren't that good, and I just completely overrode them so hard that they're just like, wow, like maybe I shouldn't have commented on that audio because I just got raped by him too the same way. So yeah, I'm not saying this player is the best. These audios aren't for the best players. Like I said, they're for the standard person that plays a lot but is also casual at the same time. So you guys can have a natural standard strat versus Knife on this map.
Job done.
So yeah, recapping, you pretty much just, if you see some Dark Ranger, go for the gold mine right off the bat. The thing is, if you do go the gold mine right off the bat, you have to macro your base really well. I mean, you have to keep, you never have to stop making peasants. You always have to have food. If you're stuck on 24 food or 30 food, it's gonna be really hard to get your expansion up because you're not gonna have enough wood because you stopped making peasants because you have no goddamn wood. So I suggest you guys work on that. Only point you can, only way you can work on that is because if you keep playing, and doing these strats, or if you have your own kind of strats, it still doesn't matter. Get your macro up. Make sure you always have food when you expand. Make sure you always are burning peasants until you probably have, I don't know, like 8 or 9, 7 or 8 or 9, maybe even a little more. And right there, I knew he was gonna put an expansion because there wasn't really that much of a point to creep the gold mine. Like, yeah, he could have crept it and not expanded there, but that's just my natural instinct to check the expansion. I could have played it sneaky too. If you saw my army, like, went up above the trees, up into the upper level behind this Murloc camp. I moved down, and through fog of war he couldn't see where I was going, so I think that was a pretty good move by me. So pretty much what the strat I'm going for is, since I'm having tabs on him and canceling his expansion, I'm leaning towards the tier 2 push with Naga and with casters and ivory towers and stuff. So he has so many archers right now. Oh, by the way, when I said like he probably shouldn't have crept the gold mine, like most nights they creep the mercenary camp before the gold mine if I was in that position. If it was in that position most of the time, because they can get the mercenaries and they can defend off their expansion a lot easier once they get the mercenaries.
Job done.
So, like I said, change your hotkeys up. Hotkey your hero out of your footman. If you don't already, that's good. You can move your archmage around a lot easier. And you can, change your pattern of where you're moving your units and where you're moving your archmage, so you can make the Night Elf multitask. And I canceled his expansion again. I don't know why I didn't make the water attack that expansion again after you rebuilt it. I don't think you can't really cancel anyway with one unit. You really need most of the time 2 units. So when you're doing the strat and timing's all good and you're getting everything down, you're not losing that many footmen. When the push comes along, it really helps it out because you have more units in him and you have all those footmen still from early game. I suggest to build your arcane sanctums at your expansion because from your expansion to his expansion, there's a lot smaller rally point, so you can get those sorceresses and priests and breakers in as fast as possible when you push. And if you don't already hotkey your buildings, I think I suggest this in most of my audios. Always hotkey your buildings. I'm just gonna bank under 50 food a little bit right now until I get those farms up. Well, until a little bit later, until the farms are almost done, and then I'll start just mass pumping units. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna creep this camp, smart camp, and I'm just start massing units like I am right now. You don't need 2 Raxus for rifles, in my opinion, on this strat, because you're mostly gonna get a breaker. You can get like a few rifles, maybe like 2 or 3, 2 morts, and just like mass breakers, because you still have all these units from beginning of the game. It's not really that big of a deal. And the way it is with Night Elf, if you get more piercing damage units, like mortars and rifles, you can get more sorks, because if you have more piercing damage, he's gonna have less dryads. Which means if he has less dryads, he can't dispel slow all the time. So it is good to get, sorceresses and priests, in my opinion. It's just mass source and mass piercing. So at this point, I know that he's expanding. Like 100% sure, he's expanding because there's nothing else he can do. I mean, I don't think he's like a really great player, but he gets the fact that if he doesn't expand, he's gonna lose the game. I just think the beginning of this game wasn't that good. His micro wasn't that good, and he chased my army around too much. He should have crept the mercenary camp a lot sooner to get mercenaries and stop my archmage from running around him so easily.
Job's done.
I'm just gonna creep this shock, then you send all your wood militia, or most of them, for this push too, so you can repair your towers. And I'm gonna get 1 scroll after that creep. And this is when I'm gonna start pushing, and you see my gold. I have like 50 gold. This you need good macro when you're doing this tower. You need to at least get 1 or 2 heal scrolls versus the panda. I don't even think 2 of them was necessary. I probably only needed 1 because I would much rather have like another breaker instead of 2 at this point because his panda isn't level 3.
Job's done.
So now it's just like, you know, attack moving. Sort of.